You see upsets all the time. Like I remember whenever UMBC beat Virginia a couple years ago. Like nobody ever expected that, but like it's basketball. Like you never know how it could go. So that's why it's a dogfight every night. Like you never know which way it could go.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. That was insane.
That was like history. I'm like, bro, that was that. But that right there just let you know, like, bro, the ball can bounce any kind of way for you. It just doesn't matter. It just got to be your night.
Well, you bring up a good point. You said when you said UMBC beat Virginia, I was thinking about this the other day. It's like when you look at football, right? You look at the college football. Everyone has to stay for 3 years. The rosters are super deep. You know, the talent level. Like eventually, it's like this team has. You know, you look at we'll say Clemson football, for example, compared to some smaller D1 team. It's like Clemson is going to win.
Right.
But when you look at basketball,
it's
especially
different.
Power 5, it's like no matter who you play. Like maybe Duke is getting 3 5-stars or whatever the case may be, and then we'll say like I don't even know some random team in the Big 12, right? We'll say Texas Tech because they're not top tier. They still have dudes like they're
right. Like they're still high level.
Anyone, right?
Yeah, they're still high level Division I athletes who can hoop. But it really just like it all depends on whether they want to play that night. Like Duke can go in with a bad mindset thinking this Texas Tech, and Texas Tech is obviously going to think of it as their championship game, and then boom, next thing you know, Texas Tech just gets the upset, and it's like what happened? Because a lot of people think it's the basketball part. They think it's on the court, but like the upsets happen off the court before the game even start. Like it's all about the mental approach. Like if you ain't mentally locked in or like actually understand like what's at stake and what's going on, then you're probably going to end up getting upset.
Yeah, I mean you just can't skip over a team.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you got to take it day by day, and it's definitely hard to do that, especially March Madness. Like obviously you're in 1 seed playing the 16 seed. You think that's a cakewalk, and then you go into it with that mindset, and then all of a sudden they hit 4 threes in the first 5 minutes, and it's like, oh, they got confidence now. They think they can play with us, and then after that, it's just like, nah, this is just like North Carolina Duke game now.
I mean, look at that St. Peter's team last year. I mean, they were just moving. They went all. I don't even know. They went to Elite Eight or something like that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But like, you get that confidence, and especially if your whole team is confident, and you got guys that can score. Oh my gosh, it can get ugly for a team. And if they defend and play together, because a lot of teams I feel like don't play together. And defend together, and I feel like that's their weaknesses whenever it comes down, especially like when they lose to games like that, like especially like that Kentucky team. Whenever they lost to them, it was just like, dang, like they just wasn't like looking at them. They just didn't look together, and that's what you can tell. And St. Peter's is obviously guys that are older, guys that have been through stuff like that. So they just like we know exactly what we need, what we're looking for. So we just got to stick together through that whole thing. And it's really wild because like that college basketball experience is night and day difference. Like if you got freshmen and you got a senior, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you bring it up. I was thinking the same thing in terms of physicality. I mean, with basketball, it's like, you have some of the topper tier guys, but they're true freshmen, right? And they're playing against a junior or a senior who's they're getting built. They've been in the system for a few years. Like, I mean, they can be talented, but this guy's probably just as talented, you know? Just
as I think the biggest thing that separates like the young guys from like a guy like me is just like the athleticism part. Like obviously you got guys that are freak athletes. Like I'm trying to think of somebody, but I really can't think of anybody that's young and like crazy athletic like that. But like the guys that are like young and nowadays that are able to have an impact in the game are just freak athletes, especially in college basketball, because obviously when you look at guys like after the season, everybody's in the portal now. All the coaches are trying to get the older guys in the portal, trying to get the grad guys. They're not really looking for like high school seniors no more. They're not really looking for the JUCO guys. So it's really wild to see how that college basketball experience is like that. It really holds weight. And I think that was the thing about my recruitment was so big in the summer, because like obviously I'm 24 going into the year. They know what kind of experiences I've had in school, and that's why my phone was blowing up, just because it was like, okay, cool, he's an older guy, he can shoot the ball, he can make plays, and he'll be healthy. So that's just like that experience definitely holds weight.